Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier live in person. And I just saw this wonderful movie. I think it's wonderful. It's enjoyable. Can you see that properly? Shang-Chi. Here we see him in red. Shang-Chi coming at you, folks. So, Mike's Instant Movie Review. I'll have to get some privacy. As soon as I start one of these reviews is when people flock near me, which is usually the case because they've heard the words on the street that I'm doing these instant movie reviews and the people need to be around me to hear what I have to say. So I appreciate the appreciation, but I'm trying to reach my subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel audience for these exclusive instant movie reviews. Okay, so what did I think? First off, I always start with this. Is this movie worth seeing? Seeing, I'd say yes, it is. It is a film worth seeing. I would especially say for this one, although I say this for most films, this movie would especially behost you to enjoy it on a big screen. I just saw it on this wonderful Big D theater. I made a special trip. I drove a special distance to see this movie on a bigger screen with better audio, better video production, whatever you want to call it. Different than IMAX. IMAX has got some run for its money now. I mean, for 15 or 20 or 25 years, IMAX has been the big daddy of this whole movie system situation. People are bothering me on Facebook Messenger while I'm trying to do this, by the way. So please, people. Um, but I just find that this big D thing is pretty damn good. Now, the seats do not recline, as I mean, that's a big thing now. I mean, we're becoming very spoiled with our movies. Like, if you don't have a massage fucking table in the movie theater, you feel like you're not getting your money's worth these days, but I do. So, what can I tell you? I enjoyed the movie. Um, no offense, but none of these actors I could tell you who their names were. I really don't know if any of them have what you might call name recognition. I'd like to sit down, but I just can't do everything at once. I enjoyed the film. So, what's it all about, Mike? You might be wondering, what is this movie that you are loving so much? What's it all about? Well, the title's character's name is Shang-Chi. Now, of course, in the auspices of this film, the young man does not really know his true identity, or he kind of does, but he hasn't shared that with the world. He has a female friend, Katie, who is kind of the audience's guide into the world. She's, an Asian American, but she's not got these special powers. I guess I'm getting into spoilers, by the way. Uh, but Katie is kind of there's this technique. I'm going to let you into the world, folks, of filmmaking and screenwriting. There's a technique where you take a character. It doesn't have to be the central character. It can be a supporting character, and you use that character to give the perspective of the audience. And in this film, Katie represents us, the audience, because she's not from this world of magic and martial arts and vendettas and death and dragons. So we're seeing all the magic that takes place in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings through the eyes of Katie. Now, this actress looked a tinge familiar to me. I'm thinking she might be a stand-up comedian, which is the female tense of comedian, but I couldn't tell you her fucking name either. But she was good. The sister, there's an interesting dynamic here, folks, of the family dynamic of these characters. You've got Shang-Chi, who's the older brother, his sister. They're being raised by their parents who have this wonderful romance. And in the situation that happened in the past, which were not, brought fully to our attention until about 45 or minutes or an hour into the movie, there was tragedy, there was sacrifice. And ever since that sacrifice, the family dynamic has not been the same. The father has gone into this state of darkness and depression because his beautiful bride has been killed. And the children grow up without a mother, and the son is raised to be an assassin of deadly martial arts skills. The sister, because she's a girl, she's just ignored, and because she looks like her mother, the father says, it hurts me to look at you. I cannot look at you because you remind me of your mother." So all these goddamn things, all these Machiavellian, Shakespearean themes of family and death and intrigue. Then we go over to the USA. The son is trying to just live a normal life. He's a valet for cars. He has this female friend, Katie. They have not fucked, as in they are just friends. And he's just kind of living a normal, boring life until he's brought into the madness. His past catches up to him, and he must fight to save a bus full of people. He becomes busboy. He fights his sister in a death match, and it's all very exciting, and it's all very magical. So I enjoyed this film. People used to fucking circle jerk about fucking Dungeons and Dragons or whatever it was called, Game of Thrones, 5 years ago or whenever it was. I never got into Game of Thrones. I always dismissed it as what I would call tits and dragons. But if you do have a need for some dragons, none of the other stuff in this film, I do find that this movie is quite entertaining. You don't have to be Asian to go see it, obviously. I just went to a theater where everyone was very happy with the movie, and no one felt that they had to be Asian to enjoy it. We're all multicultural now, you understand? So I enjoyed the film. Uh, Everyone seemed to enjoy it in the theater. It's a long film. I think it's clocking in at 2 hours and 20 fucking minutes, or 2 hours and 14. The theater that I was at, folks, believe it or not, it seemed like it had 30 fucking minutes of previews and ads because it's 9:54 right now. I think I got out of the movie 5 or 6 minutes ago, and it had a start time of 7 p.m. So I mean, I got to the theater almost 20 minutes late, and there were still 10 minutes of previews. So I don't know if the theater was experiencing technical difficulties. If they were, that's quite possible. So in any event, I like the movie. Perhaps you can go and see the movie, and you can give me your opinion on it if you want, or not. But in any event, I would say if you're going to see this movie, don't watch it at home. I just get so sick of that crap. When people watch, a movie that needs to be seen on the large screen and I'll just watch it at home. Go fuck yourself. Okay? You need to see this goddamn movie on the big screen as it deserves to be seen. And that's it. So I would say go see the fucking movie. Get your little ass in your little car and drive to the goddamn theater and see the film and pay for the ticket. Or better yet, get one of these subscription plans that I have. I mean, everyone complains, oh, the movies are so expensive. Yet you can go to see all these movies at a fraction of the price because they have all these wonderful subscription plans for the theater. Well, I won't use it. Well, how do you know unless you get it? So, I mean, I try to save the goddamn film industry, but I'm going up against people who are lethargic in their thinking and they just don't want to leave the precious little house and their precious little couch and their precious little 35-inch TV. I enjoyed the film. I think it's worth seeing. And there you go. So, uh, now you might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, didn't you see this movie earlier? I mean, I tried. On last Thursday, I went to go see the film, but the projector died. So this was my rematch, different theater. The Big D screen did not fail me. It was worth the extra drive to get to this place to see this film. And that's what happened. I went to see the movie. I enjoyed it. The other people in the theater seemed to enjoy themselves.
and that's it. So I say, Shang-Chi, I give you the power of the 10 rings. You've been given the power from subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Fully monetized now. Please watch some other videos. Watch all the Messier mantras, okay? Watch the Messier mantras, full of information and full of wonderful conversation. And watch everything I do. Disregard the Vampire Mike Messier documentary. Everything I'm doing, you should watch. You should subscribe. You should write notes on your refrigerator to watch Mike Messier videos today, especially Disregard the Vampire Mike Messier documentary, and especially Messier Mantra, 150 episodes. You should just watch these shows, and then you should go to the movie theater and demand that they start producing Mike Messier movies at the movie theater. That's what you should do. So thanks very much for watching. I give this movie a thumbs up. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Thank you.